Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 1st of March. India's stock market soars after union budget commits to fiscal deficit target. United States urges Pakistan to reduce nuclear arsenal during strategic dialogue. And Nepal's Madhesi community likely to resume agitation against country's constitution. And now for all the details. India's stock market reacted positively on Tuesday, a day after the Indian government unveiled Union Budget 2016-2017. This has been attributed to government's commitment to fiscal deficit target of 3.5%.
Benchmark indices Sensex and Nifty witnessed a frenetic buying activity on Tuesday. Analysts said the government's commitment to meet the fiscal deficit target of 3.5% of the gross domestic product would raise confidence among foreign investors after heavy selling this year. While BSE Sensex posted a biggest single-day gain in nearly 7 years, trading over 777 points, the NSE Nifty was up to 220 points. Experts say coming monsoon will revive the growth and there will be a demand push because of the thrust given by the government towards the rural economy.
This is largely because now, people will analyze the budget in detail, they will read the fine print, and I think the initial finding is that this is the first time that this government has put on thrust on rural economy. And you see, last 1 or 2 years when we saw the growth going down, the reason was, one of the primary reason I feel is that there was a lack of rural demand.
Gains also came after advances in Asian markets following China's monetary easing and downbeat manufacturing and service surveys that raised hopes of additional stimulus measures.
The US expressed concern over Pakistan's growing nuclear arsenal during the US-Pakistan strategic dialogue that is underway in Washington. US Secretary of State John Kerry and Pakistan's Foreign Affairs Advisor Sartaj Aziz discussed and previewed their top priorities, which included economic and financial issues, regional security, nuclear non-proliferation and border security. Pakistan has avoided entering into any agreement that could impose restriction on its growing nuclear arsenal and mainstream the country's weapon program. Maintaining Pakistan's stand, Aziz said that he will not accept any curb on its nuclear program as it is for their self-defense. Syllabus of many religious seminaries and madrasas are pushing the youth of Pakistan towards religious extremism, warn experts. They say many of the unregistered religious schools are being supported by extremist groups to spread their propaganda.
A significant number of religious seminaries or madrasas in Pakistan are teaching children religious fundamentalism, claim analysts. Despite Pakistan government's efforts to seal such institutes, analysts say that it is difficult for the government to control and limit madrasas' education content and activities since most of these schools do not advocate violent means directly. Even though madrasas teach subjects other than religion, many of its teachers are not well versed with these subjects.
These religious seminaries, they do not have teachers or trainers well versed with modern subjects. Their knowledge is confined only to the religious fundamentals, and they only teach religious fundamentals according to their own belief.
Hassan believes that teachers' belief and misinterpretations on religion can cause misconceptions among their students, which can lead them to act out violently. Madrasas are free and independent schools where religion is taught as the main subject. For many years, such seminaries have been a source of concern for the international community as links were found between Pakistani madrasas and international terror organizations.
Moving on to news from Nepal, the country's ethnic Madhesi community has decided to resume their protest to put pressure on the government to fulfill their demands. The community, which recently called off its strikes, bringing an end to the blockades at the Indo-Nepal trade points, have been agitating against the country's new constitution that was promulgated in September last year.
Leaders of the Sanyukta Loktantrik Madhesi Morcha in a meeting have decided to resume their agitation against Nepal's new constitution to press for their demands for more government representation and local autonomy.
हिमाल पहाड र मधेसलाई जोड्ने गरी आदिवासी जनजाति मधेसी दलित समाज लगायतका समुदायहरूलाई जस्तो अधिकार प्राप्तिका लागि अगाडि छन् आइराखेका छन् ती सबै पक्षलाई जोड्ने गरी आन्दोलनको स्वरूपलाई भविष्यमा निर्धारण गर्ने गरी अगाडि बढ्ने.
The party leaders claimed that more than 25 demands of Madhesis mentioned in the charter were turned down by the Nepal government. The Madhesis' demands include redrawing of the boundaries of the provinces in Terai region, fixing of electoral constituencies on the basis of population, and proportional representation. The Madhesis have been protesting since September last year against the new constitution of Nepal for ignoring its interests. However, they had called off their strike last month, bringing relief to the Himalayan nation, which was severely short of fuel, medicine, and other supplies in wake of the blockade.
The rich heritage and cultural legacy of India's Kashmir reflects in the music coming from this region. Shadi Hamid, a young female singer of Kashmir Valley, is taking the legacy forward by popularizing Kashmiri music with the best of her potential.
Shadi Hamid is a known face in India's Kashmir for her melodious voice. The young singer is well known for singing various genres of music including ghazals, dadra, tumri and Kashmiri light music. She has also sung for various programs in the country's national channel Doordarshan. The young singer from the valley is inspiring several others with her tale of success.
मेरी यही मैसेज है यूथ के लिए, अगर उनको सीखना है तो फर्स्ट जो स्टेप होता है हमारा वो क्लासिकल होता है. मतलब उनको जो भी सिंगर वो सीखे, क्लासिकल की नॉलेज मतलब मस्ट है, मतलब होनी चाहिए.
Hamid gives the credit of her success and achievements to her family, who encouraged her to pursue her dream of becoming a singer.
बल्कि मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ अपने घर वालों की भी कि उन्होंने मेरा बहुत सपोर्ट किया. मतलब जो भी मैंने आज तक बोला कि मुझे इस जगह जाना है, इस जगह जाना है.
Creative and out-of-the-box thinking has enraptured the minds of youngsters in Jammu and Kashmir in today's time. The youth of Kashmir have talent and now prefer to invest it in the fields of sports, travel, arts and the like to add glory to the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
The desire to enjoy a joyride on a British-era steam engine hooting its way through the mountains and beautiful valleys of India's favourite hill station, Shimla, bring tourists from around the globe. A wonder of engineering technology, the locomotive KC 520 that dates back to 1905 boasts a rich history of 112 years.
A group of nearly 30 people from United Kingdom, Holland and Japan travelled through the heritage track of Kalka Shimla in India's northern Himachal Pradesh on the steam engine. The tourists were overwhelmed as the train passed through breathtaking landscapes. The heritage track figures in UNESCO's World Heritage Site list and the one-way journey takes more than an hour.
We come here every year to visit the Indian hill stations. We do the Kalka Shimla. We then move on to the Darjeeling, and we then go down to the Nilgiri, down in Uti. It's been this is the 5th time I've done this particular tour, and it's just such a pleasure to be riding behind an old lady such as this, who's doing her best to keep us entertained. By travelling by steam, this is a thing that the British like to do, and all of the railway lines that we travel on still use the steam locomotives. Absolutely wonderful experience.
The Kalka Shimla Railway is a narrow gauge railway and was built to connect Shimla, the summer capital of India during the British rule. The Northern Railway now offers the steam engine travel on booking.
I've been in India many times, but I always wanted to do this line because this is one of the nicest lines in the world. But there was never a steam locomotive available. And now finally I got the opportunity to see this locomotive. And it's really a dream came true.
2 or 3 coaches of the locomotive KC 520 train can be hired on one-time rent by individuals for a family holiday or by corporates for official trips.
Street foods of India are popular across the globe. And when varieties of street foods were brought together in one place, food lovers could not have asked for more.
Hundreds flocked at a street food festival in India's northern Lucknow to savor delicacies that hit their taste buds right. The first ever street food festival in Lucknow had items ranging from chaat to bati to Kashmiri chai. Even Chinese populars like noodles and momos found their way onto the menu. However, it was exotic items like garlic kheer and makhan malai which, although appeared strange, succeeded in mesmerizing the visitors and became the highlights of the fair.
हम तो काफी इंजॉय कर रहे हैं, बच्चों के साथ आए हुए हैं और यहाँ पर जो भी चीजें कि हमको खाने को मिल रही हैं वो शायद अच्छे रेस्टोरेंटों में नहीं मिलेंगी। जो हम तो ये समझते थे सड़क पे कुछ भी नहीं बिकता है, खराब मिलता, पर यहाँ हम ये देख रहे हैं यहाँ हमें एक से एक लजीज पकवान की खाने पीने को मिल रहे हैं।
The festival gave an opportunity for the locals to showcase their culinary skills who otherwise are confined to only catering their families.
बट यहाँ आकर के जितने लोग भी आ रहे हैं, एक तो सब लोग बहुत तारीफ कर रहे हैं कि बिल्कुल नई चीज है, मार्केट में कहीं नहीं है और सब लोग नंबर लेकर के जा रहे हैं कि मतलब सबके सब हमको जो है ऑर्डर देंगे। तो मुझे बहुत खुशी है, आगे बढ़ने का जैसे लग रहा है एक बहुत सुनहरा मौका मिला हुआ है।
For many, it was also an opportunity for a get-together with friends and relatives to spend quality time.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India's stock market soars after union budget commits to fiscal deficit target. United States urges Pakistan to reduce nuclear arsenal during strategic dialogue. And Nepal's Madhesi community likely to resume agitation against country's constitution. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow.